Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the channel. Chris Dennis here, putting specialist and short game performance coach. Today I'm out here on the chipping green, and many of you guys who have returned back to golf this week will see there's a big change in what the course condition is. So before lockdown, a lot of places were still closed, waterlogged, a lot of muddy lies, a lot of thick grass. We now have the total opposite. Because we've not had much rain in the last month, we've now got a lot of hard pan lies, a lot of bare patches. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at playing chip shots off a tight lie to a short-sided flag. So you'll see here today we've got a flag that's just on the green, and we're going to go up there now and have a look at how much of a landing zone we've got, where we want to get the ball, because what I see a lot of times from amateurs is we either duff this shot and leave it short, or we send it way over the back of the green. We're trying to play a high tariff shot, we get a little bit nervous, we try and help that ball into the air, and it's something that I see time and time again. Even professionals are not always a big fan of this shot. You need to make sure you've chosen the right club for this. You also need to change a few things at setup. So we've got the tight lie, so let's go and have a look at now up on the green. So I've looked at the lie. I know it's a tough lie, a tight lie, so I'm going to come up here now and have a look at the green, how much I've got to work with, and start to go through my process of how I choose the correct club. So we can see there's a little bit of a rise up onto the green, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 paces of green to work with, but I've also looked a little bit past the hole. It's nice and flat, so that'll leave me a nice easy putt coming back. I've also looked, if I wanted to hit it slightly left, that would also leave me a relatively easy putt. So although we're going to be looking to hit it towards the flag potentially, sometimes you might need another option. You might want to play it left, you might look, okay, if I go long, I know what kind of putt I'm going back. So it's making sure we leave ourselves with the best chance to get up and down. So wherever the easiest putt is, let's maybe try and put our ball there. So we have got a little bit of a ledge to come over, but that doesn't instantly mean that I go to my 60 degree. The best place to go here is slightly long, making sure I'm on the green. I can see how that ball rolls out, and that's also going to help me with my putt when I come back. So too often with amateurs, I see them use the 60 or 58. It's a high tariff shot off a very difficult lie. We want to make this easy. I'm going to go and select the club that I want to use according to what I've seen up here. I know if I'm a little bit long, that is absolutely perfect. So let's go back down there now, have a look at what club I'm going to use and what we need to change in our technique to get this ball as close as possible. So first of all, let's talk about face on. So what changes do we need to make face on? What are some myths? What do I see people do? What are making them being consistent? So a lot of times people from here try and get that club face a little bit open still, activating the bounce on the bottom of the club. So for most amateurs, that's going to make it very hard. Most amateurs are not having the same low point over and over again, so we're going to start catching the ground before, and if the ground is hard, that's going to bounce and that's going to encourage the thing. So what I want to do from face on, so my stance is going to be just wider than a club width apart. I'm going to have my weight on the left side. Club face is going to be square to that target. So we had a look, we had 5 paces to work with, so I've chosen my 54. How many times I see people from here get the lob wedge, which normally most people with lob wedges have a lot of bounce. I do as well, I have 12 bounce on there. And we're trying to hit a really delicate shot, and that's when I start to see them short and long. So I've got a 54 because I know if I go a little bit past the hole, I'm happy with that. As long as I'm on the green and giving myself a chance at a putt, we're going to be happy, we've got that chance. If I thin it or leave it short, I've got no chance, and I'm adding extra shots I don't need to. So stance just wider than a club width, weight left, and then that club face nice and square to my target. And now we're going to talk about the motion. So a lot of the times here, I see a lot of people trying to put a lot of wrists in there, try and get that ball into the air. There's a lot of speed there, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong. For this shot, and whenever we're playing off a bare line, and we're just trying to get that ball going forwards, what I want to do is look at having minimal wrist action. So this is called a long arc swing. So we would see that there's not much wrist hinge here, my weight's still left, and then from here on the way through, my hands are nice and wide and far away. So I'm making sure that I'm going to have the same low point time and time again. So from here, nice and wide, through, wide and through. So let me hit this one now to show that. So from here, square to my target, weight's left, I'm going to go nice and wide Good. So popped up nicely, started straight on target, and as you'll see in a minute, that's going to round about 8 to 10 feet past. So you'll see there, just past the hole, around about 10 feet. So from down the line, what do we change? So you'll have seen in my previous video of the 3 ways for better chipping. We see that we're a little bit closer and a little bit taller. Shaft's now a little bit taller than normal, not at its normal lie angle. So I'm a little bit taller, that stance is narrow, my weight's left. So this is going to encourage me now to keep that club head a little bit wider and out in front of me. Stop that club working too much around if we're a little bit further away from the ball. The reason why we don't want to do that is because that's going to be encouraging it to be a little bit too shallow, and especially for amateurs, that's when I start to see inconsistencies in strike. So I'll start to see the one that goes long and the one that goes short. So a little bit closer, just around about a foot away from the ball. Club face is square, and again I'm going to do that same long arc, nice and wide. And you'll see that popped up nicely. It wasn't the best of strikes, it did land a little bit shorter than I wanted, but because I've used the 54 and not the 58, that's had momentum to carry it forward. So I've hit that to around about 3 feet, so that's very good. I'd be over the moon with that, but anything inside 15 feet, guys, you should be happy with. In later videos to come, we are going to do some more awkward lies, but you'll also see there is other options that you can play from here. So comment below, guys, what awkward lies do you want to see? We're going to be doing some from the rough, we're going to be doing some uphill, downhill lies, we're going to be doing a lot of bunker stuff in the weeks to come, and we're also going to show you different shots that you can play from here. There's not one shot that suits everybody. You'll have seen on a previous video also that we could use a hybrid from here, so this is something we could do. We could get that ball running up that slope and seeing how close it is. So we are going to compare, if I was to hit 5 shots with a wedge and 5 shots with a hybrid, or maybe even my 3-wood, which one's going to be closer? A tight lie is something that you're all going to have to deal with at the moment, so we've got to make sure that we keep that club face square, my weight's left, and we're not going to have too much risk. So we're going to keep this club nice and wide, and we should have a wide finish. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're all glad to be out golfing. The guys in Scotland, Wales and Ireland, hopefully you'll be out there soon. As for now, guys, I will see you on Wednesday.